welcome to another edition of Cooking with Lily and Generoso. I'm Generoso.
I'm Lily.
Yes. And today we are doing Bollito di Carne, and so it literally translates into boiled meat. But that sounds really boring, and it's not as simple as it sounds, obviously. We're going to do a lot of prep work to make this beef particularly lovely. And so it requires a lot of ingredients and a lot of herbs that are going to bring the flavor out of the meat. So it's not just boiling. You're not going to end up with this dead, horrible thing, because we got some really nice meat for this. We're going to treat this meat extra special. Let's look at what you'll need. Exhibit A. Thank you, Korean butchers, for being absolutely sensational. It's 2 pounds of short rib, beautiful beef short rib. You can see the bone is still very much part of the actual meat, which is good because that's going to help with the broth. This is, again, the final product of this is going to be the meat and the root vegetables that you're going to pull out of it, but also the broth makes for a really, really nice soup. So you don't want to neglect the beautiful bone and marrow flavor you're going to get inside. About 4 potatoes. We don't want to overload our stock. 1 very beautiful red onion, some nice fresh thyme, some celery. If you can get it with the leaves still on it, that makes it even a little bit better. 3 beautiful carrots, black pepper, bay leaf, crushed red pepper, salt. You'll need a peeler, obviously, for the carrots and for the potatoes, and one of these, a good stock pot that we're going to make this all together in. So we're going to do a little bit of prep, and we'll be right back with the first stages of your Bollito di Carne, so stay tuned. So we started about a half a pot of boiling water. It's nice and boiling, so it has to be boiling when we start this off. Let's see the prep that we've done. We have salted all of our meat. So I've taken salt and I've literally covered every piece of meat. It's actually going to keep it nice and tender throughout the process. We've minced up our red onion. We've stripped the leaves off of our thyme. Lily has been sweet enough to peel our potatoes, peel our carrots, and we're cutting them in pretty big pieces. This isn't like, don't think of it as soup. We want to eat these pieces of root vegetables in a big way. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start adding all of our aromatics and some of our wonderful smelly things into the pot. So let's throw in the thyme. Let's throw in our onions. And we want to flavor the water. The reason we're putting these in early is we're going to let these boil for about 5 minutes. Let's add, of course, a bay leaf, a bit of crushed red pepper, I'd say about a teaspoon, a little bit of heat, and some black pepper, about a teaspoon as well. Okay, and we're going to give it a little stir. And again, let those aromatics kind of blend with one another. You want to make a welcome environment for our meat and vegetables, which we'll put in. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes to add our meat and vegetables to the whole thing, and I think you'll enjoy it. It's been about 7 minutes, and as you can see, all of our wonderful garnies is cooking nicely. The bay leaf with the peppers and the onions, and it's all beautifulness. Now is the time to introduce Mr. Meat. Let's put each strip in, nice and gentle. Now the real goal, of course, is that we're not going to end up with some boiled mess. We want to put the meat in, and then we're going to immediately lower the heat so that it slow cooks inside this beautiful broth that we've made. And feel free at this juncture as well to add in potatoes and celery and all the beautiful things that go in there. A little tiny bit of thyme as well. Okay, so now what we're going to do, currently we have it up fairly high because we wanted to really get our aromatics boiling. So we're going to put this on an incredibly low heat, almost like you would a pasta sauce. And we're going to cover this. The main reason is if it boils, obviously, for 2 hours, you're going to end up with this stringy, terrible mess. This is really beautiful Angus short rib. So we want it to be nice and tender, almost buttery by the time we're done. So keep the lid a little bit, tiny bit off of it. Keep the heat very, very low. And we'll see you in 2 hours to cut up what we have made. And here we have it, 2.5 hours later. We've taken out our meats, our vegetables, and this is Bollito di Carne. So probably the most, as Lily said off camera, is the most American looking dish I've ever made, but the flavors inside the meat. We ate a piece of meat off camera, and the red pepper especially, and the bay leaf really gets inside the meat. Again, have the flame barely on. It's literally at a flicker. You want this to slow cook. If we cook it fast, you're going to end up with something stringy and not very pleasant. This literally cuts with a fork. So then you may ask, like, what do you do with the broth? And again, this beautiful broth that we have has so much beautiful fat content from the short rib and all that wonderful flavor. Lily's face is grinning behind the camera. We're going to get some angel hair pasta and have a little soup a little bit later on, but we're probably going to eat a plate just like this in a couple seconds. So hope you enjoy it. Let me know how yours turned out. And thanks for watching Cooking with Lily and Generoso. We'll see you next week.